Hey everybody, DayTraderRockStar here, and happy trading season. We're going to start off this video to kind of kick off trading season. It is the month of September. People are heading back to school. Vacations are wrapping up, and traditionally this is when trading starts to pick up. Now, this is what a trading year, what a last couple of years we've had in trading. We haven't talked too much about other than short-term trading, what is required going into a new season of trading. And I wanted to kind of do a special video talking about what is required here at Day Trading Radio if you were going to be realistic at trading. If trading is something you want to learn and do, I want to try to put out a very realistic video to kind of get you started there, and just kind of get you understanding what is required from you to become successful. It really is. There's so much out there. I mean, I've been teaching trading since 2007 here at Day Trading Radio, and even before that, I've been a trader since 1995 full time, and I've seen it all. I've been through it all. I've seen it all, and and over the years, it's I love trading. I love being a trader, and I'm a trader first, but I also love educating the right way. And over the years, I've just seen how education, the traders have just gone, it's just gone crazy. And I'm going to give you some examples of that. And I just want to put that out there. Be very, very careful out there. There's so many people out there that consider themselves gurus, get rich quick schemes. And in this environment, it's hard not to believe that, because you see it every day. You see stocks go from $5 to $500 in minutes. It's very, very hard not to get lured into that. But to be consistent and be successful as a trader, there is some things that are required, and that's what I really want to go over with this video here. So this is Day Trading Radio. Like I said, I'm a host. I do a broadcast every single day since 2007, when we started the site, 2007. Before that, I was just a trader just like anybody else behind my computer and stuff. But now I actually get to share my screen. So when you go to Day Trading Radio and you log in, this is exactly what you're going to see. You're going to see this dashboard. You're going to see this screen. This is my screen. You see all my alerts. You see that you got a chat room here. You got the audio, news, squawk, everything that help you trade. All the tools that I've created over the years is available here on Day Trading Radio to help you trade, and the education. Now, I get on early in the morning, typically around 7 o'clock in the morning, and we go until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, this is Eastern Standard Time, and I know there's traders all over the world that trade. A lot of people contact me saying, can you teach us over in Europe or in Asia, but I'm not able to get up, or not, the hours are not great for us overnight trading. But we're going to touch base on that too. But right now, I just want to really touch base on, and the purpose of this video is what is required from you to be successful. Let's be realistic. All right, let's be very, very realistic about our goals as traders. Now, we all want to be self-sufficient. We all want to, be our own boss. I think that's a trader. I mean, there's different type of traders. You can invest. You can have a job, and you can invest your money and get additional income. That's all good. A lot of members do that. A lot of traders do that. And then you have traders that want to be full-time traders and take advantage of the markets and stuff. And that's what I cater to, because I'm on the air all day and I cater to these traders. So we have hundreds of traders come into our rooms, and we trade together every day. So we're going to just talk a little bit about that. All right. So let's just start kicking off. All right. Let's kick this thing off here. First thing I want to go back and qualify is that I am a trader. I am not a YouTuber, a promoter like a lot of these people out there marketing their day trading. I do have a Day Trading Radio site, but all of it is based on education. Very rarely will you see me saying, oh, $4,000 in 4 minutes, this is how you do it, or watch this video and become an expert overnight. I know that's not true. So be very, very careful when you go to these sites. I could just go on any simple thing, and you could actually see here. Look at these sites. Just put it on the day trader. $500 in 4 minutes. Oh, good old Ross here. Fined $3 million for scamming his thing, and 2 hours a day and being consistent. How to be a day trader, day in the life. Look at me in my car. $200 to $190,000 in 4 hours. Maybe some of these are real, but you know what? These are all luck. This guy's not even shaving yet, and he's already, profitable trader. I'd just be very careful on all this. $15,000 in 15 minutes. You won't see this from me. It's just not what you want to promote out there, because this is not consistent. Maybe it's real, maybe it's not. If it is real, it's probably luck, because the market is giving you an opportunity like that. But there's a lot to go in trading to be consistent and be a real live trader. This is my thing. Day trading for micro futures for daily income. Developed over 20 years of trading. This is just what I put out live, the live show. Anyway, day trading. If you go to Day Trading Radio, that's where the educational videos are. But let's get back to our dashboard and stuff. And what I like to call is what be realistic and what you wanna. What I'm requiring for traders coming to Day Trading Radio, what I need from you, or what you need to do to be successful, all right? And this is kind of a video going into, like I said, the new trading season. It's September. Things are going to be kicking off tomorrow. It's the day after Labor Day. I'm going to get kicking off again here. We'll be in front of the computers trading and stuff. And we trade all kinds of things. I trade stocks, futures, and options. Let me show you something I just put together. Just kind of a basic guideline for you. Let me bring this up for you. I'm going to start off with some goals here. Because again, you might be finding Day Trading Radio for the first time, or maybe you know Day Trading Radio for a long time and you're just revisiting it. Every trader that comes into Day Trading Radio, each one is a different individual. Everyone has different goals. Everyone has different levels that they start at. And everyone has different capital they start with. So what I like to do is start our levels very, very low, basic, minimum, what expectations, and you could always scale up. So what I mean by that, and again, this is something I usually send out as a business plan. It's just talking about certain goals, and monthly goals or setups. How much money am I going to make a month? Very difficult. It's very difficult to say that, because the market conditions play a big part of how you trade. Not everyone can just switch on a dime if the market's pulling back to go short, the market's moving higher to push your longs, and understand that, or being in front of the market at the right time and catching each setup. So I always say that, lots of times I think that goals are setups for failure, because you have a goal. If you don't make it, sometimes you push yourself to try to make that, and that takes you out of your rhythm. It takes you out of your method. It takes you out of your business plan, because the success that you find here with me is going to be because you're going to be these setups that I want to get you into, that you're going to learn about, are high probability setups. They work out really well, but you have to wait for them. You can't push them. You can't pretend they're there. You can't just make them up. The whole method, and the reason why everything works out the way it is and you become successful, is because you stick to the game plan. And the game plan might not be there for a day. That the setup might not be there for a day, and you say, well, I need to make this money today. I want to force to trade, and that's very hard to do. So it's very hard for those longer term goals. With that said, the purpose, again, we have to have some kind of basis or some kind of outline, foundation that we'd like to build off of. So what I usually do is, all right, bare minimum, and we're talking futures here, and we could apply this to stocks and options, but we're going to talk about futures in this, because and when we talk about futures, we're talking about, I'm going to show you another a chart here in a second. It's just how much money you're able to start off trading with. Again, everyone starts off at different levels. Some people have hundreds of thousands of dollars to trade. Some people have a couple $100s to trade. It's a big difference of how much you're going to make. So let's start with the basic minimum. And from that point on, if you could make money trade with my minimum requirements and minimum expectations, you could scale that and you should be fine. So that's a great way of starting things off, is just to prove that you be successful with the least amount of money and least expectations. And if you do that, no problem, and become consistent, there is no problem for you just ratcheting that up and just increasing the size and stuff and just compounding that. That's very, very easy to do. It's very important. Be successful trading a few contracts. Make sure the methodology is sound, that your discipline and patience are there. Once you have all that under your belt and under your hat, it's very easy to scale up. All right, so using the MES contracts, which is the new micro contracts that just came out in the last few years, I say trade 2 to 5 contracts. One MES is equal, or I should say 10 MES is equal to 1 ES, E-mini contract. These are the micros. So where you're talking about, and again, this kind of might get a little more advanced for you, but if you're not familiar with it, but with futures, you don't need a tremendous amount of money, especially with discounted brokers. With the MES contract, all right, with the MES contract, it's just $50 a contract. With the ES, it's $500 a contract, and that's with what we call discounted brokers. Now, you could get Interactive Brokers, some other brokers that you're going to be paying a few $1,000s in margin to buy one contract. But if you use a discount broker, and there's some good ones out there, like Ninja Trader, some other ones, you can easily start trading with under $2,000. And where you can't really trade using $2,000 effectively trading stocks, because you're going to fall into what's called the pattern day trading rule. You're trading the futures. You're not going to be, you're not going to be stuck with that pattern day trading rule, limiting how many trades you could take a week, or how you're going to, get through that barrier, because that's a very hard thing to do. So we're gonna learn how to use the MES, the micro contracts, and this technique applies across the board to anything else. But this is how you make consistent income. So I'm saying, all right, what's the minimum we're going to use? 2 to 5 contracts per trade. On average, again, I've been doing this for years and years and years, and I do it live every day. On average, I'll get 2 to 10 points in a trade. Now, that's the conditions today, 2022 conditions with how the volatility is and stuff. And we're trading 1 minute, 3 minute time frames. Now, if you followed my education, my philosophy, because I've been in trading for so long, I understand how the market moves, how much I could get from a market move based off of my rotations. So if I take a look at, let's just take it. This is just a picture of the 3 minute buy signal, a 3 minute MES trade versus the 1 minute. Now, I like the 3 minute time frame. It gives us a little bit better moves. And again, not to go into the methodology right now, we're really talking about the goals and what is required by you to be successful. But when you do see a setup like I say, here's a divergence sub. This is something we take. This is our go-to trade. You have a low, a higher low, and a higher low on the stochastics, a lower low on the price, and a reversal candle right here. And that's our trigger to get in with a stop underneath the candlestick low. So you already have a defined stop. And from this rotation, we tend to get 5 to 7 candles of movement in that time frame. So if it was a 3 minute time frame and we got a rotation, we're looking for 5 to 7 candles of a 3 minute time frame. So you just multiply that by the time, right? Versus the 1 minute. So 1 minute would be, to do it, 5 to 7 would be 5 to 7 minutes. 5 to 7 minutes, right? For a 3 minute time frame, same thing. 5 to 7, 5 times 3 would be 15. 15 to 21 minutes in the trade. So that's a big difference. That's going to give you a lot more upside potential. So when we have that, you're looking for 15 to 21 candles, or minutes that you want to be in that trade. 5 to 7 candles of the 3 minute time frame. That's going to equal 15 to 21 minutes of being in the trade on average. So we're able to kind of understand that, and that's what we want to focus on. We're not focusing on, I want to take this trade and we're going to hold it all day or hope and go away. Each trade has a defined entry and a defined exit. Now, I hope I don't go too fast for anybody, but we're going to do a little math coming up here. And if you have any questions or anything, you can email me to ironaction@yahoo.com or reach out at the website, daytradingradio.com. Give us a call if you have any problems, or leave a comment in the video. I'll try to get back to you on this stuff. So remember, we're starting off basic minimum foundation, really good stuff here. Just kind of pick up where we left off. We're looking at using the MES 2 to 5 contracts per trade. Again, basic minimum. I'm going to show you some math now, and how I get to these numbers. On average, I'll get 2 to 10 points while scaling out on a trade, 2 to 10 points in this market environment. And normally I would find about 3 to 7, again, bare minimum, 3 to 7 setups a day. And a day for me, and again, we're going to go into that a little, is a pretty long day. So to understand how to get to these numbers, you have to also understand you have to put in the time. And this is for scalping. This is a little different from swing trading, position trading. All right, this is scalping. This is an income-based scalp where we're going to work towards finding a certain setup, taking that setup with a strict criteria, exit, entry, stop. Everything works as a business. All right. So again, we kind of know where we're going to get what I usually get. Years and years of trading, I could pretty much give you exactly what to expect. Now let's put the math behind it. All right. So we're going to talk about the let's take a look at here. That's the hours. Let's go to let's do the math here. All right. So remember we were talking about margins and how much money you need to trade the futures contract. If you use a discounted broker, you can expect to pay $50 per contract. So that's $50. So that means if you had one contract, you were just trading one contract, it would require $50 in margin to put up. 3 contracts, you just do the math. It's 150. 5 contracts is 250. Now remember, 5 MES is equal to one ES, or half of ES. It's actually 10 MES equals 1 ES, E-mini contract. So 5 is a half of that, and it requires about $250 to put up for that. All right, that's just the basic minimum. I just want to make sure I get that across, that you could scale up as much as you want on this. Now, just to make the math simple, I kind of go into an elementary type of real basic breakdown here, just to kind of, I like showing you numbers and stuff. When you're trading the MES and you get a point, it goes from, let's again go to our chart here. If I can get my charts up here, let me see if I go to this chart here, and we have an entry here at 39.34. And we get it to go up a point. That's 1 point. It goes up to 39.35. That's 1 point. If we take that off, we get 1 point per contract. All right. So 1 point on an MES contract equals $5 profit. All right, $5. 3 points. I'm not doing 2. 2 would be 10. 3 would be 15. 5. We just multiply that 5 times the 5. It would be 25. All right. So you have to take that in consideration. How many contracts are you going to be trading? You always want to trade over one contract. You want to try to trade between 3, 5, the basic beginning level, maybe sometimes even 2 to 5, just to start off using the strategy, the methodology to get set, to make sure you understand the criteria, not putting too much to risk, and make sure it works for you. And once it starts working, you scale up. So now, if you had that, all right, and again, not going with one contract, this is just to do the math. So 1 point if you're holding 3 contracts. So we get into a trade and we're holding 3 MESs. Let me move this over a little. It's okay. We're holding 3 MES contracts and it moves up 1 point. That's $15. And we take profits. That's $15 we just made. If it moved up 3 points, 3 times, again, just multiply that as $45, almost $50, 3 points, just on 3 points. Now, 3 points is nothing. Nothing. That's why I like to use this golden 3 point. 3 points is nothing in this market. It's basically what you get pretty fast. I think it's doable on most of the trades that we set up. So I think this is a kind of a good level to concentrate on 3 points. Five to 10 points is not that hard. And when I put the 5 points, if you had 3 contracts on and you had 5 points, that trade would bring you in $75. Not bad for one trade. One trade. And how many 3 contracts? 3 contracts would cost you $150. So you're making 50% profit on your money. You've already made 50% of your money back on just one trade. All right. So that's kind of a great leverage there, great way of trading, great seeing that. Now, again, all basic numbers here. Once you start to scale up, these numbers really do scale real fast. All right. So that's what we're going to be using, and what time of days we're going to be using. Again, let's just go back here now. If you're familiar with my trading, you know that I trade divergence styles, divergences, a divergence trader. My blueprint is order entry criteria, profit exit criteria, automatic stop criteria. I have risk management, when to use increase your position size, how to set up your charts, tools to the trade, starting balance. Again, it could be as low as 2,500 or 2,000, all the way up to as much as you want. It's all relative. Again, we're starting off on the basic ground floor here, and you could scale up. I'm not going to go too much into the methodology right now, because the methodology is what I teach every day. But I wanted to, I guess the gist of the whole video is, what are you required to do? Well, you're required to set up your account. And a lot of people come to me saying, I want to be a trader. I said, the first thing you need to do is open up an account and get started. There's certain things that you need to do. You need to go find a broker, put that money in there, and open up the account. Once you do that, I have no problem, leading you to the promised land. But I cannot do that for you. And that just shows, a lot of people are just saying, all right, I'll do that and then never come back. I mean, to be serious about one thing is one thing, but to be serious in doing it is a totally different thing. I mean, to be serious, you have to open up your account, put it in there, and that shows how serious you are. I mean, it's not that hard to do. It should take less than a week to do. You can do it in some cases. You could probably do it in a couple days, wiring money in and stuff. All right. If you need help with it, I don't mind helping or directing you to, any questions you have. All right. So what's the other criteria you need? Well, let's go here. You need screen time. Screen time is important. What is screen time? That's being in front of your computer. The money is just not going to happen. So you can't automate the system, which you can. And that's more advanced stuff. I do automate a lot of this stuff, and a lot of the members do get the automated programs and stuff that they could trade. But I don't recommend automating it. It can be automated, but I recommend learning how to trade, the purest style, and then worried about the automation later on. So the screen time, and there's different times. Like, I really want to do a separate video altogether on, where are the profitable areas in the market, and when should you be on day trading radio. Now, I'm here for, like I said, 7 o'clock in the morning to 4 in the afternoon, and we do a lot of overnight shows, and I'm at my house doing late night trading and stuff. But I wanted to really just kind of go over it and see if this, if you're able to handle some of the screen time here. Now, you don't have to be here from 4 a.m. all the way to 5 p.m., but this is a very profitable time from 4 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. It's good for futures. It's also great for pre-market news and momentum trades, and we trade a lot of stocks at this time frame. Now, I'm not in at 4 a.m., but that's when pre-market opens up for stocks, and that's when the news comes out. So whenever we see big moves, and we love those big moves that give us 30 to 50, sometimes 200, sometimes 1,000% gains, and that's not realistic, but it does happen. And it tends to happen in this time frame. That's when breaking news comes out in the morning. There's no trading halts. Things get really, there's just a lot of momentum traders out there, and momentum and low float trades, low float stocks that don't have a lot of shares out there really move real fast. So this is a good time to trade. Now, it's also very good for European traders at the 4 a.m. area. All right, because Europe just opened up at 3 o'clock. We'll discuss that a little bit more. 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 is still part of pre-market, but I consider that the morning session. We have a lot of news that breaks between 8:30, 8:30, 9 o'clock. There's a lot of economic data that comes out in that time frame, and we start to see things really get to the move. Now, the official markets don't open up until 9:30, and that falls into the morning session, and that brings us up to 11:30. Now, 11:30 is interesting because it's European close, and we have trading techniques that I like to trade at European close, especially if the market's been selling off overnight, that something's happening in Europe. When Europe closes, remember, Europe opens at 3 o'clock in the morning, overnight session. It opens at 3 o'clock in the morning, Europe, and that usually gives us a big opportunity in the market too, but I'm not up at 3 o'clock in the morning, so I don't pay attention to it too much. But if you are, that's a good time to trade. And then it closes at 11:30. So we watch that 8:30 to 11:30 is a really good time frame. That's probably where most of the active traders take place, the morning session. Now, I'm not even putting down the lunchtime. The lunchtime could be good. It depends on what type of day is it. It could be a trending day. It could be a news trending up or down day. It could be a profitable time frame, but usually things slow down around lunch. I'm not even going to put it down because we do need to sometimes pull back and just relax and get a little exercise. So I use that 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock area as a lunch. And then at 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, we have the afternoon session. And it's great for futures too. Again, this is mainly on futures, but you could trade stocks here too. But the great thing about the MES is that it starts to get active again going into the latter part of the day. So I call this the afternoon session. And then 3 p.m. Is basically the last hour of a trade. And things could get a little funky as we get close to 4 o'clock, as we have different cross currents coming into the market. We have closing imbalances, margin calls, positions being closed out. We have all kinds of things that are happening in the last hour. And we have a lot of techniques that we use for the 2 o'clock low going into the 4 o'clock low. So it's an important level. I don't like to trade as we get closer to 4. Usually I pull back my trade in about 3:20, 3:30, 3:20, a little bit before 3:30. I just pull back because there tends to be a little jittery and a little more volatility at that point. It could be very choppy. Then 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. is after hours. And again, we have a whole new set of news coming out after hours, which tends to give us opportunities mostly in stocks at that time. And then 6 p.m., futures reopen. Futures close at 5 o'clock. They close for an hour. And then we reopen at 6 p.m. and we go until 12 a.m. and that's the overnight session. And in this session, we have a lot of news coming out of Asia, and that tends to move the markets too. And I've done quite well in this early overnight session. It's not as liquid. When we say liquid, we're not as much volume as the daily market during the U.S. markets, but there is enough, and these techniques work good at 6, between this time frame. If you find yourself this is the only time frame you could trade, you can make money in this time frame. Now, 12 a.m. to 3 o'clock, that's really overnight session. I don't really trade it too much. I got to sleep at one point. 3 a.m. though, going into 3 a.m. is a really important time frame. As I mentioned, that European Open happens at that point, and we tend to get a big move in the markets at that point. And then 3 a.m. to 4 a.m., there it is. That's the European Open. So those are the important time frames, and that's very very good to have in front of you. So if you are looking to trade the day trading radio, these are the different time frames that you want to be there for. Now, we do have traders from all over the world in our chat rooms overnight trading. But most everyone gets on, when I get in there at 7 o'clock, we do start to profit a lot from the pre-market news and momentum trades. So if you are able to get up at 7 o'clock, I would advise getting in there at 7 o'clock. There is great opportunities there. Now, people out in the West Coast find it a little bit harder to do that. But again, I always have to say, if you're serious about something, then you're serious. I yell at people in the chat room sometimes, like, where are these people? We just made 50% on a trade. Made just great money, but everyone's saying, oh, I'll be there, I'll get it. Just all have to set your alarm and get up. That's where the money, you have to go where the money is. And in the morning when that news is hitting and there's the markets are running and there's just the stocks are running, then it's a good time for stocks, and even futures are moving based on news and stuff. It's a good time to trade between that 4 o'clock and 8:30. And again, I call it 7 as early as I want to get up, because I do have obligations and family and stuff. But that's it. So, and the other thing that's very important, screen time, is capital. How much trading funds do you have? Now, with futures, I recommend to start with about $2,000. You probably could start a little less, but let's be realistic. We don't want to, I'm not trying to say you're going to take $200 and turn it into $20,000 in a couple months. The more money you have, is a famous, the more money you could lose. But I always say, I'm a little bit more optimistic on that, especially in our trading. The more money you have, the more opportunities to make more money. All right. So with futures, I would recommend 2,000. With options, again, you're going to fall inside the pattern day trading rule if you trade underneath 25,000. If you're in the FINRA or the U.S. markets and stuff, but still you could do it. And I would say you would have to have a little bit more money to trade that, and that could be anywhere between 5, 10, 20. At this point, you want to really get as much money as you can together to trade. Stocks, again, it's much better to be over 25K, because that will limit. Well, if you don't have that, it will limit your ability to get in and out of trades, especially if you're only trading three trades in a 5-day period. Which means that if you have 2 or 3 trades, you might have to force to hold on to something, or you don't want to burn a trade, and that could cause you problems, because the market's selling off. You should be getting out of your positions, but you don't want to get out, because, hey, if I get out now, I used up all my trades and I won't be able to trade again in a couple of days, or I might get banned. I might get banned from trading if you overdo your trading rules. So it's dangerous. The pattern day trading rule, even though they did it for traders' benefits, protection of traders, actually hurts a lot more traders, because you're not able to get out of your trades. So there you go. There's some capital, and this is kind of the outlook of what I expect when people come in. You want to be able to get into the market and be able to trade the important money areas, the morning session, the pre-market session, even if you could do the overnight, there is opportunities out there, and you have to have your capital, and then you have to have your discipline and patience. And discipline and patience and knowing everything. I mean, the whole methodology is based off of a couple technical terms. It's not that hard when we talk about the divergence trade and how it was developed and what it's all about. It's very, very, very profitable. But a lot of people don't have the patience to wait for that setup. If we go back here, let me see where I was here. If I go back here and I said, all right, I'm looking for 3 to 7 trades a day, I have to not force the trades. And when we talk about forcing trades, it's seeing something that's not really there. You're just gambling at that point. So again, I know what trades. If you're a member of the site, you understand what I'm talking about, right? If you're not a member of the site, you're going to have to learn that we take certain setups, and the criteria is very strict. And once you go away from that criteria and you start to mess with it, it's not going to work out as good. But once you have it, the criteria is great for your entry and great for your exits. And that money will just keep on coming in. It doesn't matter if it's a $20 bill or a $200, little trade. These are great setups. So we had one here. Let's just going back. This is just overnight, Sunday to Monday. Monday, the futures closed halfway. There was a half day today. Let me see where it closed. 1 o'clock. It should have closed at 1. Yeah. And they're going to reopen here in about an hour, and I'll probably be trading again. But you can see the market actually was up 12 points today. And even in a half day like this, I wasn't up early this morning or anything. But if I go back out and I'm just looking here, I'm just bird eye view here, there was a good divergence here, right here. There was a low, a lower low, and a reversal candle, and a higher low. And that 20 line is very important for me right here. This little line here, see how it's closed above that? That's very, very important. Anytime we get that space above that 20 line and we have this candle, you want to take that trade. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get the move. Now here, you might say, oh, it's a low and a low, and a lot of people will say, John, is that a divergence? Well, maybe you consider that low. It's very difficult. You want to have this low here to be higher than this 20 line. And yeah, it moved big, and yeah, you maybe have kind of recognized that as divergence between that line and this line. And was this higher than it was here? It probably was. But it's not, there's better trades to be had, even though that was a nice one. That also kind of fell into a category we call the quad rotation, which is another good setup we do. So I'm just going back here, and again, there was a slight divergence here. It was a higher low, but it was underneath the 20, and that's probably one of the harder concepts to realize is when do you call that a divergence? And a lot of people are, dying to get a good trade. Here was a good one. Here was a nice one right here. It was above that 20 line. And again, on both the long and the short side, here was a nice short up here. And a lower, and all of these, 9 out of 10 of them were going to work out. So just imagine, sitting in front of the computer and seeing these. You want to be, and you have to be able to take them. Now you're not going to be in front of the computer. You end up dying if you put in that much time. It's not enjoyable. So you have to pick your time frames. You have to live a healthy lifestyle, and you have to be part of Day Trading Radio because I announce them for you. This is what I do, and I am in front of the market. So, that is. At least you got that going for you. Now, you also have some other things. If you're a member of Day Trading Radio, which I don't really talk about that much, but there is that to get the dashboard, we do have a great couple algorithms that identify these divergences. One's called a Rockbot, and one's called a Tradeometer. The Tradeometer and the Rockbot are for members, and they identify. Let me see if I can click on this. It'll open up. And it'll identify buy and sell zones in the market based off of my criteria. It's a formula. I built this. This is in-house. I built this. I had a programmer build it, but it's my formulas and stuff. And it works great. And it kind of gives you that edge so you're not missing any of the setups. And the other one is the Rockbot channel, which that's what we were looking at just before. This is actually a picture of the Rockbot channel that we were just on there. This is the rock. You can see the Thunderbird 3-minute buy signal, and I have to reset this here, but it wasn't active over the weekend. But down here when there was this nice divergence, you can see that the divergence long here took profits. Now it takes profits fast. It just identifies them for you. It's your job to analyze the market on the go. And this happened at 2 o'clock in the morning, so it's not like I want to take that, but you can automate all these and get these trades. All right. This is a crazy one here. Anyway, that they're always running every day, and they'll be running here at 6 o'clock tonight, so you can actually head over to Day Trading Radio and take a look at that. All right. And I think that's going to be it. I just wanted to touch base and tell you what I expect from people coming over here at Day Trading Radio and wanting to trade with us. Don't forget to go up to the chat room, open up the chat room. It'll log you in, and you'll see a nice amount of traders in the room. Right now, there's 42 traders in the room, and it's a holiday. But normally, we have a couple hundred in there in the morning, and a few thousand on the site. This is a trade alert box, so when I'm taking a trade, this is my stock trades. When I'm taking those trades, they get alerted to you. This all gets connected to your account. It goes out through email and text messages. So if you're not in front of your computer and you want to know when a trade has been taken, you will get that. The Rockbot does the same thing. And we have the different alerts here. Alert Manager, you can put your alerts in there. The playbook, the weekly videos, the watch list video, which click on that. This is going out for next week. Trading week ended with a down note and the markets, but here at Day Trading Radio is set up. Oh, I have to fix my error there. I have a lowercase d. Sorry. And that video outlook for this week is right there, and I go over that. I hope that'll you click on that, and it'll give you the update, all the stocks we're watching, anything that, all the trades, reviews. It's usually, that goes out every Friday for the following week, for the upcoming week. So this one is for tomorrow. Trading season is kicking off, so I always call this trading season. I'm sitting back down. I haven't been really trading today. I had to take care of some things. I don't know if you can hear that. That's the video here, but
I'm just
if I
sitting down
could
here.
fast forward it, I actually took some good trades here.
What was going on? And someone look for that $20 marker on this and say,
here, this was divergence. Look at this great divergence here.
30, 40.
Order submitted. Order filled.
And that's
I take
that's just a little pop too. So just took profits there. Excuse me.
All right, so that's that. So don't forget to check that out and head over to Day Trading Radio. Oh yeah, last thing. It is Labor Day. It is, let's see here. What I want to show you here fast, and I'm going to send this on its way, and we'll see you guys in the markets tomorrow. But if you go, right now we're holding a little sale here. Normally, you could actually go there, sign up, get on the trial. It gives you a nice little trial. You could try out everything. But I would take advantage, actually, this week we have a sale. Normally it's $69.95 for a month, and it's $49.95 per month here, and that gives you everything: real-time trade alerts, stock futures, options, everything, the bots. You don't get the script. The script, actually, if you want that trading script that automates your trading, that's for lifetime members only. And if you go to the site, it tells you all about it. Trader dashboard, the watch list, and everything else. But you can see down here, we do have a great sale going on. Typically, our lifetime members, it gets everything. It's usually $19.95. It's half price for Labor Day, beginning at 15 years anniversary broadcast in 2007. High probability setups, school of stock, the tradometer, the rockbot, everything included. One low price. You got to take advantage of it, or you could do the monthly charge, which is on sale. It's not $69.95, but $49. But it won't be after this week. You could do a starter program for 3 months or the yearly program. Definitely, the sale price is absolutely the best deal there. I mean, considering for a year it's $7.99, you can get everything for lifetime at $9.99. And it tells you everything here that you need to know about the site. The HPS watch list, which I didn't even go into. And all alerts, you have to go over and check out everything. All right, you put in your alerts, everything. So I think I did enough today. If you have any questions or anything, you can contact us. You can contact us through that button. You can contact me through either me or Paul. Ironaction@yahoo.com. Ironaction@yahoo.com. Or you could actually call RPM@DayTradingRadio.com, RPM@DayTradingRadio.com, or DTRS@DayTradingRadio.com. It should open up an email, but I have to fix that. And you can sign up right there, and that goes right there. Anniversary sale, 40. That's the sale price. You get everything, and here's the lifetime price right there. And that's it. All right, so have a great one. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to ask. I think we did a good job today, just kind of going over what we can see as results. As a member, if you just keep your results and you keep your expectations at a minimum at this point, you'll always scale up. Again, we have. If we get 5, let's say we get 5 trades a day. 5 trades a day, and on average we get 3 points per trade. So that's, what is that, $600 and something dollars? Sorry, I said it's $270. What was I even looking at? Maybe I was looking at the other one. I have everything written down on another sheet here. So again, did we say five trades? I think we said 5 trades. So we get 5 trades, 3 points, which is so minimum. 3 contracts on, and that's not even taking into consideration having a runner on or having more contracts. I added a 5 contract rule on that, and so it's just, so you can see if you have 5 contracts and you get a 5 point move, which is not it's definitely within the realm of possibility. Every single day you get multiple times. Each trade is $125. All right, 5 contracts. It's just good. It's just good. So take that, sleep on it. We'll see you at DayTraderRadio.com. Have a great Labor Day, and we'll see you then. See you in the markets.